Welcome back to Arcade. I am Super Tommy. This is a series on creating a Sokoban, a push box puzzle game in Phaser 3. Now, in the last part, we added or we styled our fonts and text in this level complete scene, and we added this button using the CSS framework Bulma. So in this video, we are going to add another button here for you to play the next level. So we're going to do multiple levels and set that up so that you can retry the level you just finished and then play the next level. So let's get started. We will reset some things we did previously to quickly test this level complete scene. So if you remember, we were starting the level finished scene here. Instead, we'll start game so that it works as normal. So this is our first level, let's call it. And right now we have all of our levels in the game scene. If you remember this level 2D array, which is an array of arrays. So we will instead make a folder called levels, and then we're going to put our levels in this folder. So let's say level 1. We'll just call level 1.ts. And what we're going to do is export out this level that we've created here as the first level. So, yep. And then export default level. Okay, so that's level 1. Now to make a second level, we're gonna copy what's at Sokoban online. Since they already have some pretty good Sokoban puzzles, we'll just take them. All right, so let's just count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it's 8 by 8. So let's here make, oops, select our levels folder. Let's make level 2.ts. Okay, and then we want the same thing, roughly that, except this level will be different. So let's see, how should we start here? So we got 1, 2, 2 blank, 3 across, everything else blank. Let's collapse this. Everything else blank, goes 1 down, but then 1 across. And it's got this. And this is zeroed out. There is a dot up there. Wall comes down. There is a box here. Just do that. And there's a box there. 1 dot, and there's that. And we can get rid of this. Let's see. So does that look right? Yep. Over there. There's a dot, which is 64. There's going to be a space. This is our player. And there's going to be a box, which is 9. And then a space, and then a box. And then here is a dot. 64. That, and then our player is in here, 52. All right, that seems to be correct. And then I think there's another wall here for this. And then we're going to do export default level. All right, so that's 2 levels. We'll just start here. All right, so we got to import these levels. So here we go, import level 1 from levels level 1, and then import level 2 from levels level 2. So we're going to actually delete this for now, just comment it, and we're going to expect the data to tell us, like we did previously for the level finished scene. We're going to get data, and that data is going to tell us what level to play. So we are in TypeScript. We are going to require a level, and if a level, so by default, we'll just say 1. And then here we're going to just make a list of all the levels that we have. And then so we have level 1 and level 2. With 2 levels currently. So given this is 1, so let's just delete this. Or rather, level is going to be this dot levels, this dot levels data dot level -1, since we're in an array and it's 0 based, it starts at 0. The index is 0 based. And really, this doesn't need to be a class instance. Well, we can leave it for now. This will be removed when we do some more code cleanup to put our levels in a self-contained place for itself, like a level manager of sorts. Okay. Let's see. This dot layer is null. That is 68. It is here. Let's see. Let's step through and see where we messed up. Okay. Let's go to create, preload, create. So let's see. So data.level, what's data? Nothing. So I guess it has to, I guess setting a default here doesn't help. Okay. Here's what we're going to do instead. We are going to do object.assign. Let's see, does this return an object? It returns the target object. Fair enough. So it looks like what's going on is we're actually being passed a blank object by phaser instead of undefined when we don't pass anything to the scene change methods. So that should have worked. So now we loaded our first level. So what we can see here to see that it actually in fact worked, we go to the preloader, and what we say here instead is level 2. We should load that second level that we just created, and it did not. Oh no, I did it. It went backwards here. So we want to assign whatever changes into this default data object with a default level of 1. And here we go. So this is the other level, which should match the one we created, right? Roughly, looks pretty accurate. Yeah, looks pretty good. And so this should work. And there's probably a more efficient way of doing this to complete, but this will do it. 27 moves. All right, so that's multiple levels, or at least that's we have 2 levels, and we can load either one from the scene by passing data to the scene when we start the scene. So let's just change our preloader back. So we are going to load level 1 to start. So of course, having this, you can also means if you have some save data for the player and you know where they are, you can start them off at the last level they finished instead of always level 1. So you can always just change this if you have save data somewhere. Now let's go to our level finished scene, because here we're going to add another button, And so let's just move this button. And we're gonna make, so we have a primary button here, and we'll just make a, I don't know, default button, not primary, not anything. Bulma has various colors, and there's default, there's info, there's warning, there's danger. Danger is red, warning is orange. So you can check out the Bulma docs for that, or whatever CSS framework you want to use, that you prefer to use. And so instead of is primary, we're going to have nothing, and it's just going to be medium. And there we go. We're gonna export the default button. And let's go out here to level finished scene. Now we're gonna add our second button here and import default button. And so really the default button should be for retry. And then, so this is gonna be the next level button, let's say. And it's gonna be primary, because primarily we're gonna want you to play the next level, probably. And so this.add dom. So width times 0.75 in this case, since we're going to be like mirrored from where the retry button is. Height times 60%, and it's going to be next level button. So we'll do this same add listener. This is the native the native click event from the DOM element, and then we can use the phaser event emitter as usual on the same name as we put here. And we don't want on, we only want once. So it cleans up the event for us. Since it's a click, we're only going to need one time. And okay, so this dot scene dot start. We're going to start game here as well, but we're going to give it a different level, just like we have to do here as well for this retry to actually work now. And so we should give ourselves moves and current level is what we're going to need. And so we actually know this is inaccurate. And so instead, we're going to do that same thing we did previously, which is to use object.assign to give us defaults and whatever new data was passed in. So current level, we just assume it's going to be 1 if you don't give us anything. And there we go. Okay. And so, yes, true. Okay, we can just finish writing our code here. It will be data.current level. That's retrying. So load game with the current level that we just finished. And then for next, it would be data.current level plus 1. So that's the next level. Okay, so let's go back to game. Let's go back to game. So when we do this.scene.start level finished, we will have to also give the current level. So current level, and now we don't have that, so we need to store that. So we're giving it in create. So let's store that. So private current level, default to 1. Now let's just save this. So this dot current level data.level. Then when we go to the level finish screen, we are going to pass this data to it. So let's see. Let's see if this works. Let's push these boxes into place. Well, it's poorly spaced. So retry should do the level we just saw. Okay. And then next level is the next level. So that looks pretty good. So this doesn't work. So you shouldn't play this level this way. Okay, so we know that the the level finished scene is relatively ugly. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to make our buttons a fixed size. This is CSS. We're going to do style width, let's just say 200 pixels. Let's see if that's better. And let's just actually, back to the preloader, load the level finished. Let's save that. And level finished. And let's pass it in some data. Moves 10, no, whatever, current level 1. Okay. So it gives us some test data. So this looks better. Probably still not the best. So we don't have to use percentages, though you may want to, just because you want your UI to look right in different resolutions, depending on what kind of platform you're building for. So let's just see if we can get this to look decent. We can also stack them one on top of the other, right? So it doesn't have to be split this way, and maybe it shouldn't. Maybe it in fact should not. Let's not stack them. And let's just guess here. What's the best? Maybe 7. Yeah, so though realistically what I actually want is probably, okay. So we're going to do retry dot y plus retry dot height. Like, how about that? No, yeah. That's not bad. Yep, that looks better. So then next level, place 2. All right. So what we can do now, so now you see we have these levels here, right? We can make a third level, and let's just pick a third level to make. Let's go with this one. We'll just make a third level here to show. Level 3.ts, we'll just use as the starting point. And so here we go. So we across the top here, we got 3, and then we got nothing, and nothing, collapse. Then we have our wall here, and then we have a dot, which is 64. And then a wall, so wall all the way across. Let's do that. 2, 8 though, so it's 1, that's right, we're 10 across. So that's 8, and then it comes down 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's the player, down, and then across. That's 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's right. Cross, and here we go. 64 is dot, 64, 64, 0, and then we're going to have a line of boxes right under, right here. 9, 9. It's not quite right, so it's 1 more, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. dot dot. Oh, okay, this is too many. Okay. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yes, we are too large. Okay, so here we go. This is level 3. We'll check it. Looks like it should be right. And we just go back to game here. See, so to add this level, and you'll see every time you add a new level, you're going to have to import it from here, put it into this levels array, and just going to make the game seem bigger and bigger. So let's not do that. And instead what we're going to do is in levels here, we're just going to make another class called, let's say, we're going to call this level service. And we don't really need to make a class necessarily, but we're going to do that. So class level service, and it's going to import level 1 from level 1, import level 2 from level 2, import level 3 from level 3. Right, so we're going to have that. Do we need a constructor? No, we don't. And so let's say levels is going to be right there. Level 1, level 2, level 3, and it's going to do get level, and you're going to give it a number, and it will return this dot levels level -1. Now we can also add things that handle numbers less than 0 or greater than levels length here. I'm going to leave this simple for now, but that might be something you want. And then what we're going to do is create a version right here. There's only one globally available, and then we're going to export it out. Oops. Right, like this. Now in game, we're going to delete this. We don't need to do that. So we're going to instead do level service, and then we're going to say as levels. Shared instance as levels. We don't need this member property. Member property. And then what we're going to just do is levels dot get level, and then give it the level we want. We don't have to bother adjusting it here. And so there's that. Now we can put all of our levels in here. This will make this class a bit big. So it's, this is some trade-offs, and we can always use tiled. Although even with tiled, you still got to load it somewhere and put it in place. So here's a level service. Now with that happened, let's go back to main. Let's go back to preloader and start our game. All right, so let's do that. Well, what we're checking for is that our level still change because we're using the level service. So next level, and this is our second level. Look at that. And let's see. Let's complete this level. Boom. Next level. Yes, it's not quite looking right. There should be this over here. But we'll just do this. And what we can do now that our levels service is its own class is check it to know how many levels we have, which will come in handy shortly. So it says next level here, but if you click this, it's going to break because we only have 3 levels. So I'm going to do level service, oops, level service. And we can do here is get levels count. So that's the number of levels. So I'm going to return this.levels dot length, and that will be the number of levels. That's my dog you might hear. He's trying to move the sun on the carpet. He hasn't figured out he can do that. Okay, so that's levels count. So that means in our levels finished scene, we will know that if there are no more levels, we don't show the next level button. So there we go. We're going to import the level service. And then down here, we always want the retry. And then if data.currentLevel +1 is greater than levels.levels count, return. Just don't bother creating that button and rendering it. So we'll just do a quick test by going in here and starting at level 2. And I guess while we're here, let's just fix level 3 because T should be standing on the platform. Okay, so we're starting at level 2. And let's click. No, I messed up. Oh, did I mess up? Yes. Let's retry. Puzzle games. Okay. I think the best possible number of moves for this level is, I think, 26. So I must be doing something wrong. But nonetheless, okay, so that's a level 3. I could have started here. Oh, but nonetheless. Okay. So we're going to push this up. Push this, push this. We could have started at 3. That would have saved us some time, but as is. So here, we're going to finish this level now. And you see it's the next level button is not here because we have no more levels than 3 levels. All right, so that is switching levels in this Sokoban pushbox puzzle game. You can, of course, use the same technique for any other games for reusing scenes and loading different level data into it. So come back for the next part. We're going to add some sounds to this game. And that is about it. So just come back. I'm going to wrap up this series in the next part.